Warning. This video contains content that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up YouTube? Welcome to Live with Queen of Hearts Tanny. Once again, good afternoon, good evening and good morning to others, because we are all in different time zone. As most of you know, I'm in China, so basically now it's like night. So good evening to my fellow Jongorans, but anyways, to other people. I know most of my followers also are from Zimbabwe and other countries which are in Africa, so good afternoon to you guys. So welcome back again to the channel. For returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support. It's highly appreciated and I love you guys, and welcome back once again. Continue to like, share, comment and click on the notification button. And for new subscribers, welcome to the family, where we're going to explore on different things like fun lifestyle tips, different other things like vlogs and advice and all the other things you can expect. Basically, we'll just be doing a lot here. And I am your host, Tanny. I'm from Zimbabwe once again, and I'm currently living in China. So come join me as we embark in this beautiful journey called life, where we face different things, but we still appreciate every step of it because it's beautiful, and also because we love ourselves. So one advice of the day I always give to everyone is like, love yourself before anyone else, because it'll always be you, and it's always you before anyone else. And basically you can't pour from an empty cup. So also for me, if I'm not happy or the people around me I'm not happy, maybe it's because also I'm trying to pour from an empty cup, so it makes them unhappy. But if I'm happy, like, you know, if your cup is full, you can actually pour for others and they'll be happy too. So that's what I think. So let's get into today's video. So today's video is all about, well, my whole life process basing on my skin. Yes, like my skin process, and from the time it started up to now, how I'm feeling and how it has been, like the whole journey. It's like the PCOS journey. So yes, we're going to talk about it from the things I've used, the things which didn't work for me, things which worked for me, and the things I would not try to use again, the advice from other people, hateful comments, and also what I would tell to someone who is struggling with such skin conditions. So yeah, let me remove my glasses so you get to see what's happening. Mostly I used to be insecure, so this is the left side and this is the right side, but yeah, we're getting there. I used to be so insecure about my skin. I have to wear my spectacles because I have an eye problem, which I'm not serious about anyways, but most times I wear my spectacles, most of the times I don't. But I know when I feel like I know the right time to wear them and the right time not to wear them. Basically, I don't wear them when I'm inside the house or when I'm sleeping in the bed or whatever, because I'm scared they'll break, and I don't have a lot of money to keep changing my glasses because that's expensive. But yeah, these days mostly when I go out during the day or at night, my vision is not that really clear. They said I have myopic actomia. For people with eye problems, or maybe those who are doing medicine and stuff, they'll understand. So it's like sometimes I'm short-sighted, sometimes I'm long-sighted. It just depends on the time. But now it's spring in China, so my eyesight is really doing a lot of things. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Grab your popcorn, grab your favorite cup of tea, grab your juice. I have my water, because water has been something I have been making a life necessity here, because I need to drink water. People also say water is good for your skin. Well, I don't know if it works for me or not, but yeah, I'm trying to stay hydrated now, because also the weather it's getting a little bit warmer than it was the past month, so stay hydrated. So let's drink water, then we get into it. So without further ado, where do I start? Oh, okay. So basically, it started when I was in Form 1. There's like junior high school, let's say around, I did my grade 7 in 2010. That was in 2011, yeah. So my period started in 2011. That's like a day before I went to boarding school. That's when my period started. I guess I was too excited, I was too scared and stuff like that, because you know how women's bodies are in hormones. Sometimes being too happy makes you go, sometimes being too sad, too angry and stuff like that makes you go before your time. So I guess that was just first time. And then it started the day before I went to boarding school. I went to boarding school around the end of January, February. I'm not really sure, but yeah, that's around the date. So it started around that time, 2011. So this was a new thing, basically. I didn't know what to expect. I was not prepared for it, because my mom had never sat me down to talk about periods and all the hormonal changes and all that. Well, she never sat me down, yeah, for those things. But yeah, all I just know, it started the day before, and all she could advise was how to use the pads, how to wash the pants and keep them clean, even how to use white panties when you're in a period and not get them stained, regulations needed, how to stay smart, how not to smell, how to shower, and the changing intervals of the pads and all that, and how to dispose them. So that was all the information I got, but not knowing a bomb was coming my way, guys. Okay. So this was another part. This was a new thing that I didn't know what was coming with it. So my periods are extra painful. These days I feel like they're a little bit better. They're extra painful. Like sometimes I could sleep on the floor, sleep on the bed. I struggle to stand up straight. I struggle to sleep. My back will be hurting, my stomach will be paining, sometimes I have headaches, I feel like puking, and it will be just a whole lot of things happening. My hands will be hot inside, my feet will be hot under, and it's just a lot. Well, for a woman, it's just a lot. So these are the things I was not prepared for, and these are the things I was also not taught and given advice on. So it was a whole roller coaster ride of everything, from emotions, new places, to everything. And back then I used to have like this situation where if I moved to a new place or a new city, I would have to take the soy and put in water and drink, so that I don't have stomach aches, like running stomach. Because every time before I came to China, every time I changed the city or whatsoever, I would get sick. So this basically changed after I came to China, where we'll get to that. So okay, I'm talking too much. When you give this host the mic, you suffer shame. But anyways, that's all good. Let's get into it. So now my period started. So it was like heavy flows and also longer days, and pimples started, which were painful at the same time. So I would have heavy flows, and I would use like 2 packs of pads, which one pack has 10. I'll use like 2 or 3 in 5 days. And sometimes this will not be enough. And at that time, I was not using tampons. You know how old people, and that time they would say, oh, young girls, you shouldn't use tampons, blah, 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 stuff like that. To me, that time I didn't know anything. And then I was just like, whatever. So, I always used pads. So how to dispose? At my boarding school, we had an incinerator, right, where they would burn, because the girls would stay there on site and guys would stay there on site. So mostly for women, it's either they go the beginning of the month or the end of the month, and some in between the month. So the incinerator kept on being recycled, like they all kept on burning the pads and all that stuff. But because of at home, I used to wash them first and then later, like, to remove the blood and all that, so that also in the beans and whatever it would not smell, because if it stays in the heat and whatever, some conditions will make them smell if you dispose them in the beans and all that. So I would wash it first and rinse the blood, and then this topic might be sensitive for men, but for women I think it's okay. So I'll put I'll put a disclaimer before I post this video so that men can know. But also I feel like some men need to learn some of the stuff. So if you don't get cringed up about this kind of things, because I know there are some men also, when you're in your period, they'll actually help you change, shower, and sometimes if you're having heavy flow, some of the women, they spoil the bed sheets and also some stuff like that. So the men can actually wash your clothes, wash the bed sheets and stuff. I've seen men who are like that, and well, others, they get cringed up, they don't even want to hear about it, or the mentioning of it, they feel like sick. But yeah, so it will be good. It's a good topic for other men, because also there are situations where other mothers die when giving birth, or after some time before their kids are older, and men will be the only guided. And sometimes other men, they don't take second wives, or also maybe they don't have their sisters close by to teach these kids these kind of things. Because these days I noticed our aunties, even my own aunt, there are things I guess I was supposed to be taught and given advice on, but which I never got, but because I think time differences and also age gaps and all that. But yeah, I just feel like the elders, especially women, they need to talk to girls about some of these things so that they prepare us mentally, because there's a lot we don't know when it comes to our bodies and some of these things, and for them it will be easier because they've experienced it. But yeah, so that's just about it. So okay, where was I? Oh, the incineration process, right? So that was just about it. It's either you wash or you just cover it with a lot of tissues and you put it in a plastic, and mostly dark plastics, because you don't know who's taking care of the beans, and you don't want people to be opening and seeing your stuff. Or maybe clear one, so that someone can be warned that there's basically something in it, which is that, so that they don't open. So it depends on the place and what kind of person you are and the people you're living around, I guess. So that was just about it. So that's when my people started. The first term of junior high school, like Form 1. Like Form 1 is like grade 8 for other people in other countries. So when it started, I was so annoyed because I had the clearest skin. My God, you have no idea. I had a clear skin which was like smooth and all that. So when these people started, I didn't understand what was going on. So the whole time, you'll be away from home for 3 months. And I always tell my mom like what was going on, but because I was away, she couldn't do a lot about it. And that time we had a hospital around school, but it was far away. And later on, we now had a clinic on campus, but that was like after. So when these pimples came, they'll be painful, as I told you, and they'll have pus. So mostly this pus the pus is those white things which will be inside, and the pus will make it painful. I don't wanna lie, even up to now, many people always say don't pop them, don't do this, but if it's painful, I can't tolerate the pain, because the pus will be like, it feels like it's eating you from inside and out. So it feels like it's a competition of the outside and the inside, and they are pulling your skin somehow. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, people with pimples or who've gone through this, they understand. So this was the feeling at that time. So I always popped. I wanna lie, I always popped because I had no time for that. And also that's when I started experimenting with makeup and all that, blah blah blah. So I had a lot to learn. I don't want to lie. After I started my Form 1, I had a lot to learn, because also at boarding school you meet seniors and friends, and people will be telling you, do this, do that, do this, do that, and it's a whole lot of information. But yeah, so that's how it went. So when I went back home now, my mom was also surprised, like, what happened? Is it the weather and stuff? Because also I thought it was the weather. So my school was in Chipinge. Those who know Zimbabwe was in Chipinge. That's why, like, and now the place where the school was, like, in the middle of a forest, like, was surrounded with trees everywhere. It was just trees everywhere. So it was like around the forest. So at first I thought, I always told myself, like, I thought it was, what do you call it? I always thought maybe I was reacting to the trees, and I was like, maybe when I go back home, this will change, because maybe I was having a reaction. And also at the clinic, they couldn't really do anything about the pimples. All they could do when I was on my period was maybe just give me painkillers for the period pain, not the pimples. And also, you need to go to a dermatologist if you need to treat such conditions, like, which are related to the skin. And I always had a medical aid, but I don't know why I never went to the dermatologist up to a later stage. So that's just another story. Like, I'll talk about it after. So this happened first grade, Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, and it kept on getting worse. And now the bad part about people, which they don't understand, is the bad comments, like the hate comments. They destroy us from within. I feel like if I was not a strong, confident person, then I would have had depression at a younger age, because people said a lot. But this one thing which is emotional to me. But yeah, and now we're talking about it because I feel like I've accepted it, and I also told God, like, this is the skin you gave me. It's not like I chose. Sometimes you feel like you people you're saying this, but maybe if I would go into a shop and then choose, like, okay, this is the skin I need, this is the body I need, then maybe you would comment, because I chose it for myself. Then maybe you would come and say those hate comments. Okay, I hope I won't cry, but then yeah, it's that emotional stage and story. But yeah, we'll talk about it. So I was so tiny also. I was so tiny, and now looking at myself and my mom's family's bodies, especially my mom. My mom has a nice body. She's curvy. She had nice boobs and all that. She has a nice body, but also my mom had a skin condition, like she had pimples over. So also I at a certain point in time I thought it was genetics. I was genes. I thought it was genes, because also my mom struggled, and some of the things she used, I had told myself, like, I would want to use them, because I didn't really know what was good for my skin at that point. So I didn't want to use those lotions and all those things, the spot creators, the lightening creams and all that. I didn't want to use them because I don't know what would work for me and what wouldn't. So that was me. But now the comments, everyone I would come across will like, your skin, what are you using? What are you doing? And now when someone does that, you're making me uncomfortable, because it's not like I'm doing this to myself. It's something which is happening and I have no control over, because it's hormonal. So now what would happen is, before my period, that's the other sign. Even up to now, I know my period is coming. I'll have like pimples, mostly the painful one. If you look at my face, the dark parts are mostly where the pimples come. So it's usually here, my cheeks, or here, and then here. Then the other side also the same, and maybe one here or here. So basically most of the time that's how I know, like, yeah, my period is about to come. And then with the pain, also the backaches and the cramps and all that. So the pimples would come a week before my period. They are painful. And then when I'm on my period, they're still there, they're still painful. Then after my period, I'm also suffering. I don't know why, but I don't know if I'm the only one, but I feel like I'm mostly sick 4 weeks of the month. Now also this becomes an issue because of anemia, because I'm anemic, my iron levels are low. So because of anemia also, I feel that's the issue. So a week before my period, I'm sick because my body is preparing, the hormones are changing, so my body is preparing itself for the process. The week on my period, I'm sick. That's like 5 days. I'm also sick. Period pains, blah blah blah. I'm sick. The week after, I start feeling dizzy. I'm having headaches. I feel like puking. I'm having stomach aches, and this is because of anemia. So the blood I lose, my body will be trying to generate more blood to prepare my body for the next thing. So because of that, because of anemia, it makes me weak because my body is trying to change and my hormones also are trying to do something different from what it was doing. So that's like 3 weeks already. Then the week after, ovulation is starting. Ovulation makes me sick also. I'm just feeling weak, I'm tired, I'm having cramps. Sometimes also I feel like I'm on my period low-key because it also makes me feel like I'm having period pain. That's like 4 months already, 4 weeks already. That's like a month. Sometimes because of anemia, when you tell someone you're tired, a lot of people don't understand. I feel like that's why most of the times I'm tired or I'm feeling weak or I'm sleepy, because my body is like literally telling me like it's fighting and fighting, keeps fighting and fighting, and you're tired. So mostly I continue eating red meats and all these things, and sometimes I buy like the iron pills or the iron juice, the little iron juice. I'll show you guys when I buy it again, because I don't like taking it all the time. For starters, it has a funny smell, it doesn't taste nice, and the pills also, when you continue taking them, some of them, they are sweet, so you kind of get used to them to the point that when you don't take them, it feels like having an addiction. Like it feels like, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like you are addicted to something, and then when you don't get it, it feels like your body is being deprived of something. So you feel like having cravings and all that. So sometimes I drink them, then I stop, and then I drink them, then I stop. So now with this journey, the pimples came, and as I was saying, hate comments. People used to call me camouflage. Like, you know how camouflage is. It's just basically how my face is like now. Like dark spots, light spots, dark spots, light spots, dark spots, light spots. And then before, it used to be a lot. It was the whole of my face. Now it used to be like pimples, and then the spots. So it was a combination of both. And sometimes I would have a lot of dead skin, and it's annoying now because sometimes when you try to remove them, it's like most of the time it comes off with the skin or something, because I didn't know a lot. So sometimes I make a lot of mistakes, but then that was just, I learned like this was a lesson on its own. It was a whole life process, but it was also like I had a major in pimples, selling pimples. I don't even know if there's a school for pimples and they tell me go, I think I'll pass it because I've been through it. So that was it. Oh, sorry, let me drink some water. I'm feeling dizzy. So yeah, so people used to call me Tanny, people used to call me camouflage. I used to be called a lot of different names, and most of the times it would get to me. Sometimes I'll cry in my sleep, and sometimes I'll not bother myself thinking about it because I was like, you know what, I can't control it. And sometimes just because I was that confident, and sometimes I had like a good support system, which was not even women. Most of my friends have been men most of the times. So I was really close to a lot of guys back then, and also my friends they were like literally my brothers. I had guys who were like my brothers on campus, so those guys would literally take care of me. And shout out to John Xavier if he's seeing this video or whatever, but if he's there, he was literally my brother on campus. John Xavier, like, he was the head boy, and he came later on, but we got close, and besides we looked the same. And he was not even Zimbabwean. He was not Zimbabwean, he was a foreigner. But then we clicked, and he was my brother, that one. I thank God I met you. I know sometimes God says you meet people for a purpose, and then I feel like he was the brother I never had, because I'm an only child. So he came at the right time. And also there was Tinashe Kore. Like my Kore, other people know her. She's like, she's a member of parliament in Mutare. I don't know if she's still now, but she is my mom's friend. So that's how I got to know Tinashe, because Tinashe came to my school. And now Tinashe, I don't know if she's also seeing this video, but if you're out there, shout out to you guys. And then that was not only them, there was Michael, and I had a lot of brothers on campus, like, and besides the brothers, I also had a lot of friends. I had a lot of friends on campus also, which was a good thing for me. There was Gift, there was Give More, there was Lionel. A lot of friends. I had a lot of friends and other people who really cared about me. So sometimes when I really felt down and out, those people really cared for me. And then also when it came to friends, there was Asalia, there was Bongile, there was Wayne, there was Tanya, and there was Evidence also. I had a lot of friends also, but some of them, the friendship just, you know how it is. After high school, people move on, and then that's it. And that was it. And then also, that was the first high school, right? That was Mount Selinda. So I was literally bullied because of my skin and my face, and sometimes, like the times I started dating, it was hard also for the guys I was with to accept what was going on. Up to the time when we literally didn't date with this guy, but we tried dating. But now with him, he had a skin condition also, which was just not pimples. You know how albinos are like, but he was not albino. He had like, I don't know what the skin condition is called, but then let's not talk about it, because it's not my life, it's someone's life. But yeah, that guy also had a skin condition. So sometimes the girls in my dorm and the others who used to bully me, they'll talk about him and then talk about me, and then also like, it was just a lot. But yeah, with God, you go through all these processes and you conquer them. So now, during that phase, I didn't really do a lot. My mom would just try to buy. I used the Dove soaps. There were Dove soaps which we used that time. There was this Dove soap which was black and white. Dove black and white. I don't know if people still remember, but South Africans mostly, Zambians, Zimbabweans, and Tanzanians might know the soap, and other people maybe. The Dove soap, it had like black things. The soap was white and greenish like, but it had black things. So they said it helped with pimples, which never worked for me. So there was also the dark soap from Zambia, I guess. I tried using that. It didn't work for me. Then there was this one called Imperial. It had a red box outside, but inside the soap was what? Was it white or red? I don't remember. Those soaps, they all said like it helped. My mom literally tried to help me, because a lot of things were not helping, and she sometimes would feel sorry for me. I would know like she's not saying it, but the way she tried. So every time she went to South Africa, she would try to go to Clicks, to Pep, and all those stores to go and look for like pimple soap. Because that time I was not using lotions, all of those lotions. And when I was in Form 4, that was like around 2014. she bought Gentle Magic for me. She was like, let's try this. But now the thing is, I had other people on campus, like in school, who had tried Gentle Magic. The others, it bent them, you know, when you start, I don't know if the same process for others. When you start using Gentle Magic, it brings out everything that's under the skin and then it starts clearing. So for others, it literally bent them. You know, someone can be like dark, like a war patch on the face, and then the other one is not. So now, even now, look, I don't know if you can see, I'm actually light, so this is like supposed to be part of my, so this skin color, which is lighter, this is my skin. This is literally my skin. So if my face clears up, this is literally how my skin will be looking like, so clear and this color. So yeah, basically that's it. So for Gentle Magic now, it bends you, like you see how this part is, but this was not from Gentle Magic. It's like dark spot from a painful pimple which I had from my period last week. And now the way those pimples are annoying, they will come like a day, and then in the morning it will start, afternoon, evening, it's literally worse. So you're asking yourself, how can it be worse in like a few hours? And then the day after, if you just pop it and it continues, sometimes it's like you pop it and then there's something under which doesn't come out, like it's like there's a seed inside. If you don't remove it, that's a problem. So I don't know if you can see, but my hairline, I never struggle with my hairline, as you can see. But now the thing is, this hair grows on my face. It goes up to here, and sometimes I have to remove it. And then to the face, sometimes the hair comes here. I have hair here, I have hair here, and then there's hair around. So most of the times I'm like, literally, because I have to put makeup sometimes. So when I remove it, because it will be just too much, you can feel it. Actually, when I wash it or apply it, I can feel the hair. So when I remove it, when it's coming out, you know how ingrown hairs are like. The same as pubic hair, the way ingrown hair come out, that's how it's like sometimes on my skin. So it makes the pimples come out, and they're painful, and they're ingrown hair. So when you pop it, sometimes even when you have dark spots, when you pop it, the ingrown hair stays there. So it's easier for you to remove ingrown hair on a body part which is not your face, because your face you can't really see. And sometimes when you remove, it leaves a dark spot or a painful wound there. So it's really difficult for the face. But then yeah, that's how basically it is. And then now that was like around 2011. This is like 2011 to 2014. So I changed a school because I had to go. I wrote my exams, my Zimsec O levels, and then I passed. So I had to go for advanced level. Like this was like high. This was junior. This was secondary high school, right? So my A level then. It will be better some days. Some days it will be better, some days it will be bad, because now I changed city again. I was living in Mutare. So the place I was staying in Mutare was like, I was staying in Bougainvillea Road, which is like around Palmerston. For those who know Mutare, I was staying in Palmerston that time. So around that area also, it's like, you know, it's like low density suburbs, but also around those low density suburbs there are a lot of trees. So I didn't also know which tree I was reacting to, but sometimes my skin would be just itchy for nothing, and like I wouldn't understand. Because also now I realize this skin condition is not only on my skin, but it's all like the whole of my body. If I just have a scar, like, or a wound or whatever, it doesn't heal properly. Like I have scars and they take their time to heal. So this is like a skin problem, like my skin per se. So yeah, I didn't really know what was going on. So when I got there, I had a good friend, my bestie, Panache. I miss you. I don't know if you're watching this, but Panache Sampalula, that's her name. I haven't seen her for like, I lastly saw her in 2016, and that was it up to now 2025. It's like 9 years. Yeah, 9 years. And now we barely talk, but yeah, I just want you to know I love you, and you'll forever be my friend. If we meet again in the other world, you'll forever be my friend also, because I know what we've been through together, and you know we are good friends together. So yeah. But anyways, so I had friends, but then I had like 5 close friends high school. There was Ashi, there was what do you call it? On campus there was Ashi, there was Panache, there was Yvonne, then there was Tafaz. Those are like my friends, like the people I used to eat with. And then there was Vimbai, also Shorty. So these were the people we used to eat with, like a around breakfast, go home together, stuff like that, blah blah blah. And also, not forgetting, I had also guy friends. So my brotherhood's one didn't just end there. I had also brothers, well, literally my brothers, but that was after. And then also there was Vimbai, but Vimbai was not my current friend Vimbai. No, there was another one, Vimbai. She was like my cousin brother's girlfriend. But then that's how we got close and we became friends. Also, I haven't talked to Vimbai for like I haven't seen Vimbai for like 9 years, but I've talked to her like 8 years, yeah. But I talked to her. So that was it. And well, like, so I had like 6 friends. Now my friendship level was different. These days at least I could try to be friends with girls, because I always struggled being friends with girls, because I can't handle sometimes the competition, the gossiping, the attention seeking, sometimes, now we're dating, you're fighting for boyfriend and stuff like that, and backstabbing and all that. So I always I feel like being friends with men is way easier, because we don't compete for clothes, we don't compete for fashion, we don't compete for men. Basically, for guys, if they give you advice, it's straight up advice, which is good advice, because they literally don't have anything to gain from it. Sometimes women will tell you, this guy is not good for you, or don't do this, you won't look nice, not knowing the person will go and do the same thing behind the back. So you see how women are. Basically, we just have a problem, I guess, because I'm a woman too, so we have our issues. So now, all of my friends had good skin, but I feel like with Panache we could relate more, because sometimes also she could have pimples and that. So also sometimes she would help me, like, let's try this together, and you know how it was.